Well, I'm back. Gotta get this plenum off so that I can change out the injectors. Earlier in my video we went through and it did not start after putting all the new fuel lines on. So now I'm going to pull this off. I got the injectors, so I'm going to start by trying to see how fun that's going to be. But I went through and I pulled all the screws loose because I don't want to waste a bunch of time, video time, just showing you how to unscrew a hose clamp and screws. But I'll show you some of the tools that I did have to get. T40, get down in these tight spots in between here, T40 Torx. You're going to need one of those. I got this one at Home Depot. Of course, it's the last day of the year on a Sunday, so I just went over there and got one. But I'm going to go ahead and take all the screws and everything off and then see if we can pop this off. I'll show you the different tools that I did use. On the back here, there's a little aluminum bracket. That was a T30 for those screws. And of course, just a 1/4 inch for all the hose clamps. I did drain the coolant. I just took a hose and drained it down into the overflow, which actually worked pretty good. So that made it easy. I'm hoping I don't have to take any more coolant out. I guess we'll find out. But we'll just start pulling all the screws out. I did take them all loose. Like I said, I didn't want to waste a bunch of recording time showing you how to take screws out. They all came out really easy. Some of these tight ones. Might be good to have my magnet that's on the other side. And then the fuel lines were also a T40. So you gotta get this out of the way. And I'm gonna take the plenum right off because I want to clean it up and paint it. Got some corrosion on here from that coolant issue that they have. So I'm going to clean the whole thing up and repaint it. Figure if I got everything off, good time to get it done. But being the last day of the year, I figured I'm going to spend the rest of my weekend playing with the vet. And that way, see if I can get all this done. Yeah, to get at this screw down here, you gotta get those out of the way. I'm probably taking off more than what some people would, just because I want to take everything right off. This hose is off. But I had to kind of hold off. I hurt my left shoulder, and I did PT for 4 weeks, and they gave me an injection in the joint about a week or so ago, and I've been sleeping a lot better at night, so that's a plus. No fun trying to sleep when your shoulder's screaming at you. And these little connectors, take these off. Just gotta be careful. While I have this off, I think I'm going to pull the alternator out too. It's really kind of, the aluminum's really corrody looking, corroded. And I decided I'm going to take this off. Some people would leave this on if all you're doing is pulling it off, I guess, just to change injectors. People leave this on and just kind of set it off to the side. Like I said, I want to take it all off and clean it and paint it. So it was just 2 screws here, and they were 9/32. Tell you what size. Yeah, 9/32 nuts on there, and then that was a T15 screw on the front. Everything's level, so you don't want to lose it. So these come out pretty easy. You see these, but you just got to rotate it up. And it's got a little slot where you just pop them out. And this right here come out pretty hard. I just took my tool here and I pulled on it and it popped out. So sometimes you get worried about breaking things. But I do have a lot of things that, you know, just from sitting, this car, I was sitting at least 12 years, I guess, but it was in a covered area, just the moisture and the elements just kind of got to it. I don't want to bend them too much, it's all plastic. Put them out of the way. Trying to pull everything off that I can. Connector here. It's going to be interesting to see how this comes off. I already stuck a tool down in there. I stuck this down in here and broke everything loose so that it'll pop off. Then AGR valves are right here. It's got two of them on it. I guess this gets worn too. I wish all these parts were available. It'd be nice to get this thing apart. You just put all brand new hoses and connectors on it. What am I doing there? It ain't gonna work. Yeah, I will start taking this thing apart. And it's T40 and it's skinny. I got T40 bits, but not skinny ones. Kind of lay everything kind of where it goes. Brackets. That one. It's pretty tight, it's down in there. Probably not going to get that off without the plenum popping off. Actually, it'll come up with the plenum probably. Yeah, there's two hoses down in here. So yeah, there's a couple hoses down in here too. Those are still going to be fun. Oh, it's like one big connector there. Guess we'll see what happens when I start lifting it out of there. I'm guessing. Might not be too bad. I already got all those. That makes the video a little bit faster. Loosening everything up. You guys don't need to watch me take the screws out. Okay, this one goes around here. And get everything out of the way. Let's put a hard one there. Take my gloves off. There we go. Right. It's winter time here. You get cuts on your hands just from the cold. I wonder if that's it. Oh, there's two more in the back, isn't there? Oh yeah, ooh, more connectors in the back. Can I see those? More back there. Let's see how fun those are to get off. It just comes off with the one holes and a connector. Get that out of the way. And that one's torn. I didn't even tear that off. I guess these things are notorious for vacuum leaks. Alright, and we got all those connectors there. Alright, and the other one, see, is it the same size? It's probably 1/4 inch. Wow. This is probably one, if I thought about it, could have been taken loose before. It's not very good. That was the 1/4 inch for the connector on the, whatever that is. Oh, there we go. Nice. Whew. That wasn't so bad. Yeah. Not the prettiest. Yeah, I didn't have to drain that much off, but I can tell the antifreeze is right at the hole right here. Probably drain a little bit of antifreeze out of the block. Definitely don't want that going down there. I'll pop the camera off and we'll get a quick look inside there. There we go. Sorry. Alright. Yeah, I think I need to drain off a little more antifreeze. It's right there. I don't want that getting down into the cylinders. But, yeah, it's just kind of grimy. Kind of grimy down there. So, well, that's my next project, is I'm going to take the coil packs out. I bought a brand new starter, so I'm going to put a new starter in it, since I have this all tore apart. I ordered a reman, but it sure looks new. So I'm going to go buy a vacuum pump and test all the secondary intake butterflies to make sure they are working. get the terminology down correct here. But yeah, I'm gonna try and make sure there's no vacuum leaks before I put it all back together. Like I said, I think I'm gonna pull that alternator off, clean that up, or maybe even see if there's a decent reman available. Look how rusty those screws are. It'd be dumb not to go ahead and clean that all up. Anyway, it's the first video. I got it all apart. So I'll do another video of me pulling the injectors out and getting the rails off. I'll get that all out of the way, and then I'll probably do a video on the starter, and probably the starter and the injectors. I'll see how long that takes. But I want to keep these videos around 15 or so minutes, and I'll just do a series. Well, thanks for watching. Hope you learned something.